I first got acquainted with Caitlin Smiles through a friend at work. We would actually put together kits during our lunch hour.
I got involved about 5.5 to 6 years ago. I went to the children's party for Deloitte Consulting because my husband worked there. And when I was there, they had involved Caitlin Smiles to do a table, and the kids were asked to color different bags for that we would then later fill with art supplies and send to kids in hospitals. So I was so intrigued by all of that that I just kept asking questions. And the next week, I showed up at the doorstep of Caitlin Smiles here and talked to Cheryl and saw the video about why she created this organization. And it just warmed my heart to know what they do and that they bring smiles to so many kids and what Cheryl's done here.
Hi, we got involved with Caitlin Smiles because Cheryl Honing is her mom, and it means a lot to us.
I became involved through Diane Russell Boyd with Caitlin Smiles.
I started with Caitlin Smiles back when I was teaching. Caitlin would have been my student. I had Danielle and helped at the school level, and my coworker Laura got me coming up here, and it's all history from there.
Okay, and I started because this young lady over here said, why don't you come up to Caitlin Smiles sometime and give me a hand? And I said, what are we going to do? She goes, I'll show you when we get there. So I came along.
Got involved with Caitlin Smiles through my job. I work at Pennsylvania Psychiatric Institute, and every year we have a fair in which we make the cards for the kids.
Diane Boyd got me involved.
I first got involved with Caitlin Smiles when Shippensburg alumni came here. And I came one evening and worked with my husband, and we both enjoyed it. And then after that, I guess about after I retired in 2011, then I started to come regularly. And now I'm working the desk most of the time.
I am Diane Boyd. I've been a volunteer with Caitlin Smiles since the year 2005. I suggested it as a company holiday project, and it went over so well that we started doing it once a month.
I originally became involved with Caitlin Smiles when I taught elementary school at Middle Paxton Elementary in Dauphin. Cheryl's daughter Danielle went to school there, and we involved the 8, 9, and 10-year-olds in making bags and cards for the kids in the hospitals for the Bags of Smiles. And then when I retired, I went into the middle school with my son, and we continued to do bags with the middle schoolers. And then when he went to high school, we did some things with the Key Club, making bags with the high schoolers. And since he's been in college, he and I have continued to do various activities together through Caitlin Smiles. Now I do a lot from home. One of the things I do is fix bags. So if a bag comes in that isn't quite finished or needs to have the back done, I would do something on the back to make it fun on both sides. Or I can take a bag that somebody started and didn't get to finish and do some of the coloring that I do when I'm watching television and put it on the back so that it's a complete bag. So that's how I originally became involved and how I continue to be involved.
I came with my college alumni association for a group night making craft kits.
Hi, my name is Karima, and I've been decorating cards and bags for Caitlin Smiles for a little over 5 years. And I got started making cards when my friends and I began a Muslim girls group to find different volunteer opportunities for our daughters in the community. We found out about Caitlin Smiles and their bag of smiles and their cards, and so we decided that we would have a card making party. And we've had a card making party every year for the last 5 years. I enjoyed making the cards so much with the girls at our parties that I decided I would make them at home as well, and I do that on a regular basis. Caitlin Smiles is an amazing organization that touches so many lives, and I'm just happy to be part of that process as well. So, and it just, when I see the posts on their Facebook page and their Instagram with the children with their bags of smiles, it just really warms my heart. So that's what keeps me making the cards. Thank you.
I got involved because it was helping children that were sick, and plus it was a community thing. It helps our community hospitals and whatnot, and hopefully distracts the children from their illness, at least for a little bit anyway.
It's important to me because I love children and I love to see them do crafts and keep busy. And it's just, it helps me as much as it helps them.
Okay, it's important to me because after I retired, I had some free time on my hands, and I always thought it'd be nice to do something for somebody else. And as you come up here, you really appreciate what you have and how you can do something to help others out.
I get to see the difference that it's making in the community, and plus I get to do it alongside of my family and my friends, and that's just been an amazing journey.
I like helping, volunteering, because I know I'm doing something special for a child that's not feeling up to power at the time.
I have a lot of friends that I've made through Caitlin Smiles, and I enjoy seeing them a great deal. However, when I had my son, I felt very fortunate that although he had asthma, he didn't have very many health issues that so many children have. He never had a long-term stay in the hospital. And when I became involved with Caitlin Smiles through the elementary school, I just realized how lucky I was and have continued to realize how lucky I am. And my son and I continue to do Caitlin Smiles together, which is a pretty great thing.
I love what Caitlin Smiles stands for and what they do for sick children in the hospital, just getting their minds off their disease, their problems for 5 seconds.
Because it helps children. Also, my husband passed away from brain cancer.
Very important because I'm a mom, and when I found out about Caitlin Smiles, I just could not imagine what this would be like for anyone who has children, and to have them have a chronic or terminal illness and have to live through that it's very hard for me to understand. And the thought of bringing a smile to one of those children's faces and the families just warmed my heart, and I just had to get involved. So here I am 6 years later. I also love working with the people here. Cheryl is inspirational, what she does. She's so humble, and she just loves giving and sharing and loving on families and kids. And that just exudes through everybody here. And it's just a great place to work, and you don't mind working lots of hours volunteering and helping what you can do.
Caitlin Smiles is really important to us because it gives us a way to connect with our sister Caitlin. And we also believe that it's really important to serve vulnerable populations.
Volunteering is important because as a part of my job as a therapist, I work with kids, and we are big on teaching coping skills. So a lot of the kids don't have a lot of money or resources to get simple stuff. So like this right here is something they can actually maintain as far as stickers, Play-Dohs, crayons. So it's a coping skill resources that they can keep going and using for years to come.
Well, I spent most of my career as a elementary teacher, so working with children, and now giving back in a different way to children is just something that's very important to me.
That would be when I was asked to do a craft night at the Hershey Medical Center. There was a mother and a daughter, and they were working with glitter glue. Mom was so excited because she had not worked with glitter glue since she was a little girl. And the little girl was so excited because she was making a craft with her mom. And I think that's what it's all about. They were present in the moment, and it was just something beautiful to see. So I keep coming back, and I keep doing whatever's asked of me, and I will continue to do that, is because it's such an honor to be a part of Caitlin Smiles.
Every time one of the special needs groups that I work with gives me a hug.
One of my happy memories is delivering stuffed animals and coping kits to our local hospitals. We can hand out the stuffed animals as we are delivering them to the emergency room, which always brings a smile to a child's face.
One of my favorite memories of Caitlin Smiles every year is the art auction. I really enjoy the live bidding part, especially with my table. I have a group of friends I go with. We always have a really good time competing with the other tables. Some of the artwork I've received over the years are the top one from Samuel. This is one from Heath, Zach, and Bryce, and this one is from Mason. Love the art auction.
A happy memory is when I got to first deliver the stuffed animals and the arts and crafts boxes to the osteopathic hospital this year by myself. I was just amazed at all the people that were happy, the nurses, the doctors. It's just an amazing thing that Caitlin Smiles does. It brings a smile to my face all the time.
First time that I was actually here putting together a coping kit, I actually came across one of the cards that I made at my job for the kids. So all came full circle that day for me.
I think I have lots of happy memories. Every time I come here, it makes me smile. I love being here, but the most important thing is when one of the kids or families walks through the door and shows us their artwork, or every time they come in the door, I think they have happy memories of getting the bags in the hospital, and so they just seem to smile and like being in here, and just seeing their faces is remarkable, and it just really makes you happy that you're here.
One of our favorite memories was probably volunteering at the Spina Bifida holiday party with Caitlin Smiles, because we really love getting to interact with the kids.
Happy memory is when you come up here and you see how filling the bags means so much to others, and when I've been off-site and people have explained to me that they have gotten the bags and what it means to them, it just fills your heart.
Okay, my happy memory is an example of how small the world is. I started golfing with a guy named Ron Davis, who happens to go to Cheryl's church, and one day he's driving to the golf course and he turns around and he says, "Jeff, do you ever hear of a place called Caitlin Smiles?" And I said, "Did I ever hear of that?" I said, this is about 2 months after I'd started volunteering up here. And I said, as a matter of fact, my wife and I volunteer up there. It just goes to show you how small the world it is. Plus, Ron and I have worked together to help Cheryl out on different jobs that she needed where we need an extra hand here and there. So we've become more than just golfing buddies. We've become Caitlin Smile buddies.
Delivering the animals to the hospitals and being able to distribute them to children.
Just being here is lots of fun for me. Putting away donations, being surprised by some of the things that come in, and just having good relationships with the people. It's just a lot of fun and friendships here. And one thing in particular I can't say, but certainly has all been fun for me.